Hello, welcome everybody to another episode of Jobless Weebs. I'm Brian, and of course with us today,
Marco, the Vermont Mexican.
Perfect. We're definitely co-hosts, right? Co-hosting.
Yeah.
But we always switch off between like who starts and who.
Yeah, we're always host and co-host.
Yeah, that's right. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
It's been a while for us, but hopefully it'll go well today.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that we should have done like way before starting. The second season.
Yeah. What is that?
Because like we just remodel again the studio for the Beat Saber, which is right behind us or behind the cameras.
Right.
We got new microphones.
Yeah.
And these shouldn't be here.
Oh, whoops. There you
Neither
go.
these.
Good catch.
So, all of this should have been cut, and we're not doing that. So, we're doing great.
Nice.
But like we're still figuring out things.
That's right.
Like next, the next two episodes, because the next episode that we're also recording it today. It will come out later. But the episode after that, hopefully we will be trying to improve the audio just a little more.
Ooh, yes.
We went from our cheap microphones that we were using for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
To now these better microphones.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna change them. But it's fun that we're being sponsored by my paycheck and your paycheck also part of it.
Part of it. Yeah.
So that's why we work.
That's right.
Right? We
That's
work
right.
so that we are able to support our expensive hobbies.
That's right. Yeah. We just love doing it, so we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. But I mean, don't forget to subscribe, because being an engineer doesn't pay as much as you think.
Oh boy.
So but anyways, how are you, Brian?
Yeah.
Besides all those shenanigans that we have to go through.
I've been doing pretty good. I've been watching, of course, a couple more anime, but I finally saw My Love Story, so that's in the bag.
I can't believe it took you so long.
Yeah, it took me so long. I don't know why. I always kept skipping over it when I was like searching around. So finally saw it. Almost gave me diabetes. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh my god.
That is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so sweet. Yeah, I really liked it. Really enjoyed it. Other than that, nothing too crazy in my life. So just keep going. Just keep flowing down the stream.
Nice.
Well, how have you been?
I've been doing good. Work and stuff.
Yeah.
It's been going okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm beginning. I mean, the plans already that I have for the end of the year, but
definitely.
I'm preparing something for the end of the year that will be big. I hope so. So like I'm gonna prepare it, and
oh yes.
And other
Pretty
than that, I started reading some manga.
Yeah.
That I want to maybe make a video about them eventually.
Okay.
It's actually 3 different mangas. One of them, it's like Spy Family, but R-rated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
This one is called Kindergarten Wars. It has actually like a little more, almost 200 chapters.
Oh, wow.
Translated.
Yeah.
And it is a pretty simple art style. A lot of the characters look pretty similar, but they freaking die like all the time. It's like, it's like if a Kamega Kill and Spy Family and Kobayashi Maid-sama had something despicable, and then Kindergarten Wars was born.
Oh, gotcha.
Because everyone freaking dies.
Really
like
odd.
the characters that have plot armor have really good plot armor.
Sure.
But the ones that not just freaking die. And And yeah, you
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
it's about this group of uh, kindergarten teachers
Oh,
that they
I
are
see.
teaching in the most secure kindergarten. And this kindergarten only goes, you know, the children of the elite, like famous people, like
Ah,
children of politicians, whatever.
yes.
And the thing is that organizations send hitmans to kill
Oh,
kids,
to kill
and
these
you know, the
kids.
hitmans are like,
Whoa, that's
that's
dark.
not my stuff, but I mean, a job's a job, so
Uh-huh.
screw it.
So they have to come in and
And you know,
infiltrate the
yeah, they
kindergarten.
go and they trying to kill the kid, but you know, suddenly one of
Whoa.
the teachers grabs one of those toy shovels and deflects the bullet, and they're like,
Ah,
what
I
the freak just
see.
happened? And you know, they come with katanas, and you know, with those like scissors for like kids, those that sometimes they don't even cut, they just stop the freaking katana, and they're like, what the
No
heck is
way.
this?
No
and
way.
and you know, there's this ongoing gag
Yeah.
of that one of the main characters, her
Mm.
name is Rita. That's not her real name, but that's how they name her.
Mm.
uh she is obsessed with hot guys, and
Ah.
so she's like, could this be my fated one? And so she always asks questions of like, uh do you watch anime? And you know, the hot guy is like, she just fell in love with me. Yes, I watch anime, but I watch it at 2x speed. True story. But and
What in
she
the
just like
world?
just straight up kills him, and she's like, no,
Whoa.
why?
Oh
And you
my
know, it has
gosh.
recurrent gags like that. And for
Wow.
the very first chunk of the anime, you think that it's just a joke, but then they introduce that there's an actual plot, and that
Oh,
they
okay.
have to, out of all the children, they have to protect at one kid in particular.
One in particular.
Yes.
Oh,
And
this is
so
sounding weirder and weirder
yes, yes,
as you
yes.
go
That's what
along.
I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like
Ah,
Spy Family R-rated that just had
yeah.
some R-rated despicable stuff with Kobayashi Maid-sama and Akame ga Kill, because everyone
Weird.
freaking dies.
Everyone dies. Yeah. Ah,
You know,
yes,
the
yes.
second one,
Kamagiga.
um,
Oh gosh.
the second one, dude, is so good. And you know, we're just coming from Fable.
Oh
This
yes.
one, it's
Fable.
called Dr. Kumahige.
Okay.
This has actually a little bit more of the character design from City Hunter,
Oh
and
sure.
it actually it, you know, it's not, the timeline that it has is not a contemporary one. It's one more back in the 80s, like late
Okay.
80s, early 90s.
Uh,
And it's about this doctor that, you know, the things with doctors, and I think that at this point everyone knows about it, it's not about, helping people. It's more about the business, of making
okay.
money. And
Right.
like all those doctor series that we see, there's
Mm.
there's a point where it's like, oh no, it's not about helping people, it's about
Mm.
getting money
Getting money.
from the people we're helping.
Oh, I
and
see. I see.
and this
Yeah.
one, it's actually quite kind of like the opposite. It has a start like that, of like, yeah, this is a business and we have to make money,
Uh,
and there's not a doctor in the world that will help people out of the goodness of their heart. And then
ah,
Dr. Bear appears, because that's how they nickname him,
Dr.
Dr. Bear.
Bear. Okay. Okay.
And he has a small clinic in Shinjuku City in Tokyo.
Mm.
And he's just giving life lessons. It also reminds me a little bit of Bartender,
Oh,
that
sure.
it just
Sure.
gives you kind of like life lessons. And it was really good. I do want to make a video eventually about it.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
last one that I watched, that I just wanted to share, that I also want to make a video about it.
Oh yeah.
Freak, how was it called? This actually is pretty short. It has 18 chapters,
Oh, it's pretty short.
and it's called Asahina Wakabato Maru Maru no Kareshi. And this is actually a pretty cute story about,
Yeah.
it's a cute girl, but she's been bullied,
Ah, yes.
and the bullies forced her to confess to, the fat guy,
Ah.
the fat, disgusting otaku guy.
Ah, I see.
because they
Like
are
a
straight up jealous of
oh
how easygoing the chubby dude is.
oh
Because the dude
mhm.
is like, it's openly a pervert. I mean,
Oh, okay.
not in the bad way, but he just like the Edo games, and he
Oh,
just
I see. I see.
jokes about it a
Got it.
lot,
Yeah.
but not in a disgusting way, in a chill way.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
everyone is like, ah, dude, like stop talking
Oh.
about this. It's like,
Yeah.
but it's not like,
So
dude,
so
like,
it's like a penalty, like
yeah,
you
it's a
get with them type
penalty,
of thing.
and
Mm.
you discover that the dude is a lamb. It's like
Mm.
he's just the sweetest guy,
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
he just has
Yeah.
gone through a lot of crap, and then he's still
Still that
strong and
way. Yeah.
bubbly and happy,
I see. I
and
see.
yeah, crap goes down really fast.
Mm.
Since it's 18 chapters, some stuff feels a bit
Maybe
rushed,
rush.
but at the same time it has a good flow. But yeah, it was a great one.
Sounds like
Like
it.
I just found those three,
Yeah.
and I was like, it was good.
That sounds cool. Wow.
But oh boy, what do we have for today?
Yes, for today we have an anime movie that came out in 2018. It's called Maquia When the Promised Flower Blooms, which is a long title, but that's okay because it's an anime.
Yep.
Yep. It's an original, right? It was an original?
No, I think
It wasn't?
it's based off a manga.
Really?
I
Okay.
think so.
It was done by PA Works.
Of
So,
course.
yep.
Masters of
Tearjerkers and oh my gosh.
grabbing your heart and just
Yeah.
stepping on it.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, they do it so well. Oh my goodness. It's incredible. So yeah, this one is an anime that I remember years ago when it came out in North America. I went to watch it in theaters. And so it's one of the rare ones that I've seen in theaters. I've seen quite a few in theaters up to
We've
this
seen quite
day.
a few.
Yeah. The thing is, for this one in particular, I was late getting into the theater, so I missed the first 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah,
My
I
gosh,
missed the
Brian.
beginning of it. So that like throughout my whole, the whole background of what this anime is all about.
That's
So I missed
unforgivable
that.
for the Anime Inquisition. It's like,
Yeah. Oh my goodness, dethroned me. So I watched it again, and of course I watched it again for today, to refresh my memory. But yeah, it definitely is one of those where I have a special place in my heart because I watched it first in theaters, so I have that connection
Dude.
up on the big screen. It
I
was
watched
incredible.
it on
Uh-huh.
a plane, either
Yeah.
from or to Mexico,
Mhm.
and that was one of the movies that I promised myself I
Yeah.
would never watch again because I
Right,
was just
right.
I was just bawling
Yeah.
and the plane, and the lady next to me was looking at me weird, and I was like,
Right.
because you don't understand, like she broke her promise,
Promise.
and
Oh,
and I was
my
like,
goodness.
yeah, like are we there yet? Because I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable now.
Oh, that's
So
great. Wow.
watching it from the commodity of my own house was a bit better. I cried a bit less now since I
There
knew
you
what
go.
was coming,
Mhm.
but I still cry nonetheless.
Still cry. It's definitely one of the tearjerkers. It's very emotional, in kind of like a good way, but also just really raw. Yeah, so definitely one that we have special memories about this anime. So we're gonna talk about it today. We're gonna try our best, and there. So the thing with this one, there are a couple of time skips, so it is kind of odd in its presentation and how it
Yes, and
portrays itself.
a few things happen in some of those timescapes
Mhm.
that you were just expected to kind of like
Yeah, like pick up
pick up on that.
yeah, and guess what
And
happened. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um,
but yes, I mean,
yeah,
let's start on it because
yeah,
they have a really, I don't know, they make a lot of good really good comparisons
Mm.
on life and loss
Oh yes,
and
the symbolism,
the
symbolism
symbolisms.
and
That's
metaphors.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
for
sorry, it's
sure.
Friday and my English from
Oh,
Monday to Friday is just starts
yes,
going
goes
down.
down. That's totally good.
But yeah, anyways, let's get start from the beginning.
Yeah, we start with basically a place where a lot of a lot of these different people are making like weaves. They're weaving on looms, and it's a pretty spacious place. Like they're in a tower, and these weavings go up really, really high, like very, very high, hundreds of feet. And they're working on the looms, and that's pretty much their occupation, what they do.
Yeah,
Mhm,
that's it. Yeah, like these weaves are called Hibiols,
mhm.
and they they work as a language
That's right.
kind of
They
thing.
record.
They hold memories, and
They record memories.
and at the beginning, Maquia, our main character, is
Mhm.
talking and saying like, yeah, these Hibiols are, kind of like a diary
Yeah,
that
diary.
express all the stuff that we've lived through our lifetime. It's a form of communication, like the
Mhm.
connections that we have with the people in here. It's imprinted in our
In
Hibiol,
Hibiol,
and the
yeah.
Hibiols, it was denoted by the color, the whatever form it would have, and it
Uh-huh.
would just extend it because this race of people, they are called the Iorph people, or the clan of parting.
Yeah.
uh, Parting, not party in.
Right, right. Partings
Yeah,
or
part, yeah,
separations.
yeah,
Yeah.
freaking Mexican accent. But yeah, the
Yeah, the
Iorph
people of
people,
parting. Mhm.
the Iorph people,
Yeah.
they are immortals.
Basically, yeah, they live very long life and long lives, and they look very young, all of them.
Yeah,
Even
they,
their elder, who's
yeah,
supposedly the oldest of them all.
yeah, and we
Mhm.
discovered something about that, like in our
Mhm.
discussion pre-podcast.
Oh yes,
Um,
yes, yeah, yeah. It's
but
cool
yes,
picking up
like
cool things. Yeah.
these people, they're blonde, they're white, they're beautiful, and they actually don't mess with anyone,
Yeah.
like in any shape or form. They're
Yeah,
just
they're
in,
isolated.
like in the clouds pretty much, because
Mm,
we never really know, but we kind of like assume that it's kind of like a mountain, or some
mhm.
place high where they're just weaving
Yeah.
and chilling because their elder gave them uh kind of like a rule.
Yeah.
The elder, she's like, well, you shouldn't make connections with everyone else who's not a Lorf.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
And the thing with Maquia is that she is an orphan,
Mhm.
and we can see at the beginning that she sees how everyone, like, have their parents and family, and she is just being taken care of
Mm,
by the elder.
mm,
And the elder is
mhm.
telling her like, yeah, you know what, if you want your Hibiol to look beautiful, you will not go outside.
Mm.
That's taboo, because uh, the only thing that it's outside of our community, it's pain.
Oh yes. Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, okay,
So don't leave. Don't go out.
yeah.
Hmm.
And she's like, okay, that's fine. And things continue.
Yeah.
A few more characters are introduced that are important to the plot.
Yeah.
It's Krim,
Leila.
Leila,
Yeah. Lily.
and they are about the same age as Maquia. Maquia is 15 years old. So she's immoral, but she's
Mhm.
still a kid. And there's a point at night that Krim and Leila are just, getting acquainted.
Mhm.
And Maquia is eavesdropping.
Oh yes. Yes.
But then, real fast, crap comes down.
Yeah, that's
and some
right.
dragons
Dragons
come.
come, and they have some people riding on the dragons too, and they basically like start wrecking the place, uh, and they want to kidnap someone, and they kidnap Leila.
Yeah, I mean, they killed everyone.
Yes. Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah.
These dragons are called Renates,
Hmm.
and the kingdom who's controlling these dragons is called the Mezarte Kingdom. They have this nasty plot that I don't know if you pick on that at the beginning. I
Yeah.
kind of did, but it's like if they are only sparing women and they're killing children and or
Ah.
the male
The
side, it's
uh,
like yeah they for sure they want to do something with women.
I see. I
Um,
see. Yeah.
but yeah, one
Nefarious
of these
plans.
dragons
Uh-huh.
cuts an illness from typical to this dragon that is called the red eye,
Yeah.
in which their eyes go red and every like crevice of
Uh-huh.
their skin that it's not a scale also goes red and the freaking
Yeah.
dragon goes in flames
Yep. They go
and
berserk.
they go berserk
Yep. Mhm.
and Maquia gets caught in one of them.
Yeah,
uh
with one of the Hibiols,
yeah.
and it
Oh,
goes
also
away.
because she was
Oh yeah.
told to take care of the Hibiols, or rather even the
Oh.
people when they got you know threatened, they were like, okay, yeah, you want to take us, just keep the Hibiols. It's like
Oh, I
don't do
see.
anything to them. It's
Yeah,
like that was kind of like a sign that they held the Hibiols as something
in
kind of
high
like
regard,
sacred in high
sacred.
regard.
Yeah, true,
But
true.
regardless of these soldiers and started up killing people,
Yeah.
most likely they killed the elder,
Ah, yeah.
and that's when we're told that the elder was 400 years old,
Ah, right.
which which will come in handy later.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But Maquia is sent away. She ends up at a destroyed village,
Hmm.
and she finds a baby.
Yeah. She hears the cries, she goes into the area, and she finds a woman struck down, dead on the ground, and she sees the baby in the woman's arms. And there's one other guy there, and we kind of gather he came after the fact, after everybody were killed off. He's like a merchant, um, and so he sees her, like around this baby, and he tells her, yeah, like that baby's gonna die. The mom died only hours ago, but just had the baby like today. So yeah, it's like ill-fated from the beginning.
Yeah.
But then Maquia, she hears the cries of the baby, and she's drawn to the baby, and she goes to pry the baby from the mother's arms, and it's really hard for her because the hand got, you know, uh,
Hardened, yeah.
hardened from rigor mortis around the baby, so she has to pry finger by finger, and it's like, oh my gosh, you could hear the snap, and I was like, wow, this is very detailed. This is very gruesome almost, but it's the mother who was trying to protect the baby, so in a way, it's her last like way of protecting the baby physically. But Maquia gets the baby away, and the movie starts from there. It was a really sad moment, knowing that this happened, because it was like bandits who destroyed the camp. Um, so yeah, now Maquia goes with this baby, and the next time we see her, she's in a village with a woman.
She gets caught
Oh, she
because
does.
she's trying to feed
Oh, yes, she gets
Ariel
caught. Yes,
from
yes,
the milk of a cow,
yeah,
and
yeah. She
the
named the
lady
baby
goes and is
Ariel.
like,
Mhm.
"Oh, T, what the heck are you doing?" And he's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, do you get milk out of this?"
yeah, yeah. Oh,
And
jeez.
she decides to stay with this lady
Mhm.
for good time.
Yeah. Oh yes.
You know, like 5, 6 years.
Yeah, about
About that time.
5 or 6 years. Yep.
And during this span of time, she gets hired to weave Hibiols,
Yeah.
and life seemed okay.
Yeah.
I guess this part we can kind of like skip it,
Yeah.
because it's like life was okay, even though people knew that she was clearly a larf, even though she dyed her hair.
Right.
Like people knew,
Yeah.
but they were like, well, she's gonna make Hibiol, we're gonna make business, and she's actually not doing anything bad, so
Yeah.
they let her go. And also, at this point, or for some reason, it seems that the lords are in itself kind of like despised.
Oh.
Maybe
okay.
because they live really long, or
Yeah.
because somehow they became targets of the Mezarte Kingdom. But things start to escalate just a little bit more when Ariel is growing up. By the way, the name of the baby becomes Ariel.
Yes. Yeah.
And then at some point, after the dog dies, we didn't mention a lot of it, but they had a dog. The dog dies, and then they said, like, yeah, you know what? Like, we cannot stay in this town any longer. Why? Because the people who don't know that you're a Iorph are becoming paranoid because you haven't changed in 6 years.
Right. Yeah.
And so
she has to keep moving.
Yeah, she decides to take Ariel and go, and we start having a bit more. No, not yet.
Yeah.
But she just goes to, I guess, the capital.
Yeah, she goes to the capital because she was informed that Leila was gonna be.
Yeah, because she read a Hibiol.
Yes.
She was like, hey, I got this Hibiol from someone else.
Yeah.
And it was just pretty much a coded letter saying like, the princess is going to marry the king of Mezarte.
Right.
And we are the resistance, and we are at the capital. And she's like, oh crap. And she wanted to go there to support them in a way, because it's her people. So she's still, even though she thought she lost them, now she has some hope that are like, oh yeah, they're still alive. And she goes to the capital, and the thing that happened is that the princess, her friend, Leila, she's kept under a pretty tight surveillance.
Yeah.
And she's also, she's just caged like the dragons.
Yeah.
And I like this symbolism because it's like, well, it was this really strong or prominent kingdom.
Yeah.
That they were, they were just hungry for power. Hungry for longevity and continuing terrorizing perpetually. Because we never really saw anything good. They were a military power.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because they were displaying the dragon.
Yeah, as a show of might or some sort of legitimacy to royal ruling.
Yeah, and then they were also displaying the princess of like, hey.
Yeah.
We have the dragon and we have the Iorph on our side.
Yeah.
And by side, it kind of like meant more like we will have them in our blood, so we will be eternally powerful.
Yes.
And during one of these parades, the resistance group led by Krim.
Oh yes.
He hurts the dragon. The dragon goes berserk.
Yeah.
And they kidnap Leila.
Yeah.
And Maquia is like, hey, come with us.
Yeah, let's go. It's
and this was interesting because Maquia was willing to let everything go, and by everything I mean she was willing to let Ariel go.
Ariel, oh really?
Because she was like, hey, let's go. or maybe she wanted to take Ariel. I don't know.
Maybe,
But
yeah. Yeah, they didn't specifically say
but at
anything.
this point she was
Yeah.
still, she had left already the connection that she made on the village.
Uh-huh.
So in a
Right.
way, it could have been easier just to go with Ariel to and with Leila. And then
Right,
Leila was like,
yeah.
"No, I cannot go because
She has
I'm pregnant."
Yep, she's pregnant now. And yeah, I think it was interesting because she used that as like as her reason to stay, refusing Maquia. And then also she she threatened to kill
Yeah,
the baby,
and that was
in order for
yeah,
like
but that was
yeah
a bit dumb.
yeah.
Well, just hear me out.
But it
I
was like her only way of
yeah,
of,
it was a
of
natural reaction.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah. It was her
But
only way to
but
show
the
that
thing
she
with
had
her
power
is that I
still.
think that she felt dirty
Okay.
in a way. She
Sure.
didn't feel worthy of being with Krim, for example, anymore.
Oh, I see.
She
When
was like, "Hey,
refused
I've
Maquia.
like the king already laid hands on me, and I'm gonna have his baby." So pretty much,
Mm.
she was abused.
Mhm.
And then he was like, "Hey, no, like just run away, like because it could have been easier. Like, yeah, you can still have the baby.
Mm.
Just run away.
You're right.
Just run away. Be free. You can still have the baby." But she was like, "No, because this baby is shackling me, because it's kind of like my sin, and I have to pay for it." And then when the soldiers arrived for her and were about to chase Maquia and the resistance,
All right.
she
yes.
was like, "No, you're
Yeah.
staying here or I'll kill the baby." And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
because
it is.
she didn't go
interesting.
because she had the baby, and then she stayed
because she
because
threatened the baby.
she threatened the baby, and it's like,
right. Yeah, it is. It is kind of a.
but it's natural
duality.
reaction that I think that
Yeah.
at that point it's like, oh yeah, I'll raise the baby, or like, oh well, you know what, if you're still chasing them, I'll stab myself and I'll die. And it's
Right.
like, yeah, okay, and that part that does seem realistic as part of the script.
Right,
Because
right,
if she would have done one or the other things that we just suggesting, it would have been not very logical.
Okay.
Because it would have completely destroyed the rest of the plot later on.
Right, yes.
But yeah, whatever that happens, Krim meets again with Maquia, and Maquia, she had already resigned herself to be a mother.
Yeah,
to
taking
raise
on that
Ariel,
responsibility.
because then the plan failed, and Krim is like, so there's nothing for us to do.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, she's like, I don't know about you, but I have to raise Ariel.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he needs me. And he's like, he's gonna die. And it shocks her a little bit because it seems that she had not thought about that.
Yeah.
And Ariel defends her and is like, don't make my mom cry. And they got their separate ways. And Maquia decides to move to another town, start looking for work, but she encounters this difficult situation of being a single mother.
Yeah.
Being still on or looking like she's in her teens, which also doesn't help at all.
Right, yeah. Some places refuse her because of those things. So it's really hard for her to get work with Ariel in tow.
Yeah, and also she cannot do Hibiols because it's kind of like frowned upon. Because the Iorphs are being persecuted.
Yeah, persecuted, discriminated against.
So she cannot make a living out of that.
She does teach Ariel to make the Hibiol, which I thought was really cool because it was a way for her to connect with her past, but more of in a private setting. I thought that was really neat. And also we get Ariel making a Hibiol for Maquia, saying my mother or like mother. So that was really nice. I liked that. uh, is and I want to say this is the part also where she kind of lashes out at Ariel,
Yes,
saying, "Hey,
it's on
like
this
it's
part
your
because,
fault that I'm not getting
again,
work."
understandable. Everything came
Oh,
crashing
definitely.
together.
Yes. Oh,
Like
yes.
even after a time where she thought that she had moved on
Hmm.
from the fall of her people
Yeah.
to like we're a resistance, and then
Ah.
the plan of the resistance just fell through,
Yeah.
and now she still has to take care of Ariel, and she cannot do anything. She
Yeah.
obviously lashes out, and
Uh,
I can see it now. I'm not a parent
right. Me
yet,
neither.
so
Yeah.
I think that if I were a parent, I would have a different point of view on
Sure.
the topic.
Definitely. And yeah, I thought so too, definitely with all these intricate things going on and things that maybe people with parenthood
Yeah,
experience
but
would
that's the
pick
other
up
thing
on.
is that as kids, we
Yeah.
only see one face of our parents
That's
for the longest
right.
time as we are growing
That's
up.
right. Yeah.
Because the way I see my parents now as an adult,
Hmm.
or as I see my friends or relatives who are
Hmm.
parents,
It's
is
pretty
like
different.
damn.
Right. Oh yeah.
As
They went
kids,
through a lot
and
just
as
to
kids,
raise
we only
us.
see our parents, going to work, coming back to work, and for some reason they're pissed or stressed,
Oh
or you
yeah.
and
About
you want to
matters
make
in the
them
home
happy,
and
and they're like,
whatnot.
please go away and
Uh,
play something else.
play.
Daddy is
Yeah.
not feeling
Go
good,
play
and you're like, but
outside.
I want to play with you, but I don't freaking want to, so please go away. And
Yeah.
as a kid, you're like,
Oh
he
yeah.
doesn't love me anymore,
Just
or something like that.
right. Yeah.
Uh,
It's like
and that's the
it's
thing, because
complicated.
Ariel, he's a little kid.
Hmm.
He's 6 years old, and he is trying to cheer up her mom by saying like, hey
Yeah.
mom, like the language that you taught me,
Uh-huh.
that this connection that we have, that somehow put us together, is like,
Yeah.
I made this, and it's like my mother, and
Yeah.
she's lashing at him, and he runs away, and
Uh-huh.
she she sees, it's like the parent when he sees like the
Oh,
the
yeah.
the crappy drawing from his son saying like, I love my daddy or something,
Uh-huh.
and he's
It's like
just being guilt trip. Was like,
right,
and
right.
so the same thing happens with Maquia, and he's like,
Yeah. And I
and
like
that's the thing, because she's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, I said I was gonna be the mom.
So I gotta shape up and do it. And yeah, it was really great. I also liked their interaction when she does go out and tries to make up with Ariel. Ariel is like tries to make her feel better by doing like the tickle bug thingy that they do, and yeah, and I also like how Makia reasserts herself as the mother by going like, "Yep, that's the mother's job or whatever," and she does the belly slap, which she picked up from the lady she met back in the village, where she was first helping Ariel grow up and stuff. So yeah, I thought that was a great reconnection there. It was
Yeah,
really
and
heartfelt.
yeah, they patch things up.
Mhm.
Then we have one more um, time skip,
Yes.
in which they didn't say, but I'm assuming around 9-10 years happen.
Mm, mhm.
And at this point, they're at another city. This or town. This city looks a lot more industrial.
Yes.
It
Oh
seems that they're
yeah.
beginning to work a little more with steam. They
Mhm.
have cannons. They have muskets now,
Mhm. Yeah.
uh, and she is still working as a bartender, but
Yeah.
now she's not her mother. Now
Oh right,
the
Ariel.
story is that they're siblings.
That's right. Since Makia, she still looks super young. So yeah, now they're as siblings, which I think is interesting because when we see Ariel come in at this point with a bunch of his buddies, he kind of acts standoffish towards Makia. He doesn't want to interact with her, um, which is interesting because it kind of reflects on his view of his maybe even like ashamed, like being ashamed that he's related, quote unquote, to Makia. it was an interesting part here.
And at the same
seeing
time,
him
the
act that way.
rebellious face of
That's
a
right.
teenager.
Yeah, he's yes.
You know,
yes.
of
I would
those
agree. I
of
agree
those
with that.
times where the teenager, the dad goes to drop off his son,
Mhm.
and he just says like, "I love you, son," and he's like, "Yeah,
It's like,
whatever."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, it's a universal thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
But during this time, they meet again
Mhm.
one of the boys from the village. His name is Lang,
Yeah.
and he's a soldier now,
Mhm.
and he recognizes Maquia. And the thing is that Maquia still has, kind of like a bit of PTSD.
Yes, yes.
And she's trying to hide herself, and Lang is like, Maquia. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's Lang. And it's like
Yeah.
Ariel, look, it's
Ariel,
Lang.
look.
And they reconnect. Boy, let me tell you,
Oh yeah.
Lang was best boy, and
He was a cool
man,
guy. Yeah. I
like
wish they
a
had
part
him
of
more
like a
in
part
the
of
movie.
me would have wished for him to end up with Maquia.
I know, right? Yeah.
Even
Just a small part
even
of
for
me.
a little
Yeah.
bit, because I know he was gonna die way before Maquia, but I
Right.
think that would have been way better. ending.
Yeah, that would have been a nice relationship to see. Yeah. But oh well.
But oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well, as you said.
He even proposes to her
Yeah. And
later on, but yeah.
yeah,
I think it was
she's like,
heartfelt,
no,
but she refuses.
And it's like, no, I can't. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, still, let me help you, because
Yeah.
because
he's a cool guy.
yeah,
He's cool.
yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But during this time,
Mhm.
we see Leila, and
Mm.
she had the baby.
Mhm.
The baby's a little grown up now,
Mhm. Yeah.
but she cannot see the baby. And at the same time,
Yeah.
the Mezarte Kingdom, it's freaking out because their freaking plan, it's
going to crap.
yeah,
Yeah,
because they're dragons. They only had 5 dragons.
Yep. Now they have just one.
They all died.
Mm-hmm.
And their hopes of becoming a perpetual kingdom, a powerful kingdom, it's also going to
Yeah.
crap because
it's
the
looking
daughter
really
that
down.
was born between the king and Leila,
Mhm.
she does not have the Lord gene.
That's right. She has like brownish hair.
Yeah, she has
instead of the blonde.
yeah, she she's not blonde, so she's not gonna live forever.
Yeah.
As bad as that sounds.
Yeah. But yeah, Leila, we see her. She also kind of goes berserk at this time because she's not able to see. She's being kept from her daughter, and so she lashes out. She like tears away all her jewelry, and she starts, saying like things like, hey, if I can't even see her, then what's the point of being here? Like, I want to see her, or at least let me see at least Maquia type of stuff. It was really heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Because, the kingdom, they're doing it out of their own selfish reasons.
Right. And because they're, Krim tried to recover Leila at some point during this time skip that we didn't see. And they were attacked and presumably killed. That's why when she has the conversation with the captain of the army, she tells us like, you killed a legend. Because the lords were, I think that the lords were already isolated from the general community. They were like, yeah, you don't touch them. If you want their Hibiols or whatever, you can do that. But it's like, yeah, the thing that the Mezarte did was pretty much a crime, because they were kind of like out there in the world and they were doing nothing to anyone, because they were immortal. Do you know how like they could have done what the Mezarte Kingdom wanted
to do,
which was become a powerful perpetual kingdom where the people won't die. Like they could have done that, yet they choose not to do it. They choose to live like a peaceful life,
right? Peaceful, isolated, but peaceful.
But yeah, she tells the captain, "Bring me Maquia," and so then the soldiers are, and that soldier is a sucker for her.
Oh yes, the gray-haired spiky hair guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they start looking for Maquia. Lang hears about it and tells her like, you need to escape because they're looking for you for some reason.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they wanted to kill Maquia, but it was going to be a caged bird, which actually it wasn't so different from what happened next.
True.
Because Ariel gets drunk. And he just lashes out at Maquia, saying like, "You're not my mother," and his primal instincts take over him for a little bit.
Yeah.
And she just tells like, "Hey, we should leave again," and he's like, "I'm not leaving. I'm staying here."
Staying there, and he tries out for the guards.
Yeah, he asks Langs for help to help him find a job.
Yeah,
and the day that he leaves, kind of like, for the army, he goes back to Maquia's place.
Yeah.
But if he would have just gotten a few minutes before, because Maquia started crying and it's like Ariel, you liar! You told me you were going to protect me, and during this time, she gets kidnapped. And then we have another time skipped that easily maybe 5 years passed.
Yeah, just around there.
And at this point, Ariel is already an adult. I reckon 20-something years old.
Early 20s.
And Maquia, she has been kept, caged.
Yeah, essentially.
And she's been now despised by her own people, kind of thing. And what I mean by her own people, it's Krim, because at this point we have not heard a lot about it. I'm sorry. Actually, we skip a little bit of it coming back. She meets the merchant.
Oh, yes.
Again, when Ariel was still 6 years old. And the merchant, he reveals that he's half Iorph.
Half Iorph. Yes.
Unlike the princess of the kingdom of Mezarte, he actually inherited the Iorph genes.
That's right.
And
so he has blonde hair like the Iorphs, but he also has like a beard, which is kind of like.
Yeah, and he looks a little older. We don't know, like we never know his age.
Yeah.
And he talks very casually of the elder.
Oh, yes.
And this is the part that I was telling you. Like, I think, because he even calls the elder by her name.
Yeah.
And he's like, the elder made taboo for you guys to go outside and love someone who's not a Iorph. And, this just call me paranoid. This just made me think that this guy was the son of the elder.
The elder. Yeah, with a human partner. Yeah, fascinating. Which I didn't even pick up on.
I'm just throwing out there. So it's like
it could be.
It could be not. But it's like, why would the elder institute this taboo if she didn't love someone, had a kid with that someone, and then she lost her loved one, and the kid stayed, and even though the kid remained with her genes,
right,
maybe at some point he was going to still have a lower shorter lifespan than even her.
Okay.
So like, that's the only thing that I could think of. Is like, when you live
explain
forever, and that's ongoing on literature. Is like, one of the things of like living forever, it's bad because you don't get to live life. Because it's like one of the things that you're looking forward in life.
Yeah.
Or kind of like not looking forward, but it's like you live because you're gonna die.
Right. So you try to fulfill. You try to be fulfilled in that time span. Yeah. That's right.
And that's something limiting for the Iorphs, because they are eternal. So it's like, what's the point of living if you're not gonna die? Like, whatever you want to do, you can do it now. You can do it 100 years from now. It's not gonna make a difference.
That's right. Yeah. Interesting.
but you know, coming back to the third time skip,
Oh yes.
uh
Yeah.
Krim Krim is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he
Yeah.
lost his mind.
Yeah.
He got stuck. He didn't move on,
Mhm.
and you know, the thing with Leila or Maquia is that
Uh,
they were forced to move on because they
'Cause
had
they
a
had.
responsibility. You know,
Uh-huh.
she had a daughter, and then
Yeah.
the attack happened. The attack failed. She thought everyone died. She was like, she was just looking forward to meeting her daughter.
Uh-huh.
And the
Yeah.
same what with Maquia, like the resistance failed, but then she
Right.
still had to
She still
raise
had Ariel
Ariel, and
and
that
raise
was
him.
the thing
Mhm.
occupying her mind.
Yeah. So they both were changed by this responsibility of motherhood,
Yeah,
of
and
looking forward
Krim,
to.
you know,
Yeah.
he had something good going on with
With
Leila,
Leila. Yeah.
but then
But
Crab
then
went
she was
down.
taken from him.
Crab went down again
Hmm.
when the attack failed. Crab went down again when the second attack failed.
Yep.
And now at this point, he just wants revenge, and because he just wants things to
Right.
go back to normal when they can't.
Right.
And you
And then
know,
when Lelia refuses him again, he makes the ultimate choice of like, hey, if I can't have you, then let's both like suicide.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you know that's where I was going.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
sorry, Cream
Yes.
talks with the kingdom of Baerian, the Jorks,
Oh
and the Endra,
yes. Uh-huh.
and you know,
Basically
for
convinces them that now's the time to
yeah, she
go
convinces
against.
those three kingdoms of like, hey, those guys played with fire because they had the dragons.
Now that they're
They
weak.
tried to become immortal
Mm.
by subjugating the Lorf. It's like,
Mm.
how much time are you gonna wait till they want to claim the world? So the kingdoms were
Ah,
like,
yes.
you're right. Yeah, let's attack them.
Let's do it. So he convinced those kingdoms.
Yeah, and you know, he's not at the front, but they're definitely there.
Oh, definitely.
And
Yeah.
again, he despises Maquia for trying to be happy, pretty much.
Yeah.
And she cuts the part of the hair that was still dyed,
Oh,
and just
yes.
tells
Her
her like, yeah,
dyed
you
hair.
know
Yep.
what? The lords are only allowed to grow their hair beyond their hips after their mothers, and he cuts the hair,
Mhm.
saying like, you were never a mother, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, yeah, the Mezarte Kingdom, it's preparing to go to war. Well, actually not, right? Because they get caught by surprise.
Oh, yeah. They didn't expect it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
weren't
they were just
expecting it at
chilling
all.
there.
Yeah.
Uh, we see Ariel. He's married now
Yep. With
with
Dita,
Dita.
the
Like,
girl back at his
yeah,
home
we didn't
village.
mention that, but yes, yeah. This little girl told him like, it's weird that you like your mother.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't like my mother, and I don't like you because you're ugly. And she just cried.
Right? Oh my goodness.
But
Yep.
yeah, no.
So funny.
Yeah, she's pregnant, and you know, they get attacked, they get cold, and as soon as he leaves the house, she starts having contractions.
Oh
And it's
yes,
like,
yes.
oh,
Dita.
damn.
Yep. Dita's about to have her baby. And it's chaos because they weren't expecting it. Everybody is like still getting ready for war, and the ships are shooting cannon fire at the castle. It's utter chaos. Yeah, but Ariel, he's called to battle, and he was late too. Funnily enough, but yeah, Lang's there too. He's also protecting the kingdom, but Maquia, she does see Ariel for a small bit of time, and I thought that was really interesting because Ariel, he doesn't do anything, right? He doesn't do anything
Yeah.
since she's like,
Yeah,
the-
she's the enemy, pretty much.
yeah, uh-huh,
And you know, instead of him reacting or you know going for her,
yeah,
he was actually about to be taken down by the enemy.
yeah, right.
If not by one of the other
Crazy
soldiers.
stuff.
Like they're like, Ariel, what the freak are you doing? And it's like, dude, I need your head in the game.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
and it happens next. What you just mentioned.
Right. Right.
Uh,
With
Krim
Krim,
Krim is like,
he.
okay,
Mhm.
let's have like a lover suicide,
Yeah.
and at this point also Leila is like, you know what, I needed to adapt. I needed to move on because
Yeah.
everyone died. You died. And she was like, you are different. You're clearly not the guy that I liked
Yeah. Way back
back at
then.
the time.
Hmm.
And the dude is paranoid. He gets shot,
Yep.
and he runs away. He goes to die really close to where the dragon is,
Yeah.
or the Renate.
Hmm.
And we see Maquia running away,
Yep.
and she somehow ends up at the house of Ariel and Dita.
Yeah. Somehow, and Dita is like, she's right about to go into labor, and she says, "Hey, wait! Like it's Ariel's son, or
Yeah,
baby,
yeah, Ariel's baby.
Ariel's baby. So like, don't go. Like you need to help me," type of thing. And I thought that was really cool that Makia was there to help Dita deliver, because it was like her seeing what Ariel went through when he was a baby, like when he was born. So now Makia is there to help his child be born. I thought that was
And it
really
was
cool.
interesting because
Yeah.
as this is happening, as she's going into labor,
Uh-huh.
freaking Ariel is
Fighting.
fighting.
Yeah, and the juxtaposition and like the both going into that. It's like child labor is a battle. I thought it was really cool.
That
It's
too,
like
yeah.
motherhood isn't easy at all. But yeah, it's like a battle. I thought that was really cool how they played that together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the baby's born.
Hmm.
Everything is okay, and she just leaves. She just
Mm-hmm.
leaves, and
Yep.
before as she's leaving,
She sees
we
Krim.
no, not yet.
Oh, not yet.
We're shown a flashback of when
Oh,
Ariel
yes.
was a kid,
Yes.
and it was a winter time, and she's been welcomed back by Maquia,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ariel wakes up,
Oh, yes.
and Maquia is like, "Hey, welcome back." He's like,
Yeah.
Your baby was born." And
They're waiting for you.
he like wakes up and is like, no, like they're good.
Mhm.
I have to go. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is at this point because it was funny
Yeah.
because Ariel is now an adult, and
Yeah.
it's again like that part of like, once you're an adult, you see the crap that your parents went through. So now
yes, yes.
you try to rely more on them.
Mhm.
And she's just like, no, I have to go, and
Time to
he's
go.
like,
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah, he reaches out, uh, calling her mom. Yeah, it was such a beautiful moment. But Maquia, she's going away, through the sunlit bridge. Such a cool shot. This movie is a must see just because of the scenery. It's really cool. They have really cool shots in it. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. Then she goes to where the dragon is,
Hmm.
where Krim died.
Yes. Yeah.
She frees the dragon.
Yeah.
The Mezarte Kingdom has fallen
Yep.
officially.
Yep.
The king left through some canals or something, and
some underground
he
place.
left his daughter because
Yep.
the daughter was of no use to him because she didn't have the Iorph gene.
Yeah, the Iorph gene.
She also left Leila and
Yeah.
the little kid
Medmel?
Medville. Yeah.
Medmel, something like that.
Uh,
It was
yeah, Medville was like, oh yeah, well,
Uh-huh.
she was in the castle at top of it,
Right.
and she's like, yeah, my life is gonna be different as soon as I leave this castle, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's trying to reminisce about her mother,
Mhm.
and then Leila
And then
appears.
Lydia appears, yeah.
And she is, who are you?
Yeah.
She didn't even recognize her mom.
Yeah.
Which, this was a big blow to her.
It was.
Because, for the longest time, she wanted to meet her daughter. And
Yeah.
as soon as she meets her, the first thing that she tells her is like, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
He's like, "Damn."
So it's like she doesn't even belong here with her daughter. Yeah. Oh, it was such a moment. And Leila, she looks out and she thinks to herself, or well, she says, like be free, or like jump and you'll be
Yeah,
free.
she's like,
And
I'm
so
like,
she
Maquia shouts
was.
at her, like,
Oh
jump.
yes,
And
yes.
she's like, yeah, I'm free and I can fly. And,
She can fly. Yep.
she throws
She runs
herself like,
off.
she's like, oh, she's gone cuckoo as well.
Yeah.
But
right.
no, she gets caught by the last Renate.
Yep.
And she just told her daughter, like, forget about me.
Yeah.
Forget about this morning. I will forget
Sayonara.
about you.
Yeah. And I won't even put it in the Hibiol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she mentions, like, you're just gonna be a weeb in one of the weebs in my long Hibiol, and I will forget you in my long, long memories.
Yeah.
And then Maquia tells her, like, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna forget.
You'll always remember. Yeah.
You're like,
oh my gosh. And it's so poignant because they have such a long lifespan. Even just a blip of 10 years is just one small thing, but it's something they can't forget. Yeah.
And
So
and Ariel comes back to his house. Yeah. And Dita tells her, like, I was jealous of your mom.
Oh yeah.
and he tells her, like, yeah, well,
because he liked her.
Yeah, like, well, as a son raised by my mom,
yeah,
I love you, and
I can be the man I am because of her, so I can love you. And it's interesting because they use Aishiteru, which is quite like Daisuke, but it's like very much more like you're precious to me.
It's deeper.
It's very
it's
deep.
deeper.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so deep.
And we have one last time skip.
Yes.
Oh
my gosh.
Of many, many years. Most likely,
like
most likely
40,
60 years.
Yeah. 60, 70 years.
And
yeah.
And there's a little kid playing with flowers. And she's approached by Maquia, and she tells, like, can you take me to see your grandpa? And we have the last exchange of Maquia with Ariel. Mm-hmm. Ariel still recognizes her and tells us, like, welcome back. And he just breathes his last breath, and she just like kisses him, kind of like good night, and she leaves.
Have like a safe trip or something. Yeah, have a good trip.
Yeah,
she also puts the blanket over him.
Yeah, the blanket that he found him with, a bit burned.
That's right.
And she goes back with the merchant.
Yeah, yep. And he looks the same.
Yeah, he looks almost the same.
He looks the same. Yeah.
And he's like,
incredible.
Hey, that's who we are. We are the parting people. But he does mention, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he does mention, like, yeah, you know what? This existence, this life, it's not all painful. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that the elder will be happy to know that this wasn't all pain. Yeah. And if it was pain, it was worth it. And he's like, man, I don't want to cry.
Yeah. And then Maquia also, when she was walking away from the house, she started crying, and she says, I'm sorry, I have to break my promise now. Oh, it was so great. She promised him that she wouldn't cry. And then also the last words that she says is, I'm glad I got to raise you, and I'm glad I'm glad I met you, and I'm glad that I loved you. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
Man.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
And the next episode is going to be pretty similar.
Yes, with motherhood as the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really great that we both chose one that's like on motherhood.
Yeah. This episode would have been perfect for May or something
I know,
like that.
right? I know, yeah. Oh well, we're doing it now.
Terrible timing, but you know
Yeah.
that's a good thing about our podcast. They're timeless.
That's right.
That's how
Yeah,
they're
they'll
intended
just
to be.
stay. Yep.
But oh boy, yeah, this was it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope you guys liked it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching it with us.
Yeah,
I definitely liked it when I first watched it, and of course when I watched it again.
yeah.
It's so
I
good.
didn't cry as much
Love
on the
it.
third time,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
so
oh
good.
boy, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Mhm.
Keep watching anime. Watch the movie.
Matinee.
Matinee.
Bye bye.